Hello everybody and welcome to the third and final installment of Triumvirate of the Primarch. My name is Jack and I did it. I finally did it. I finished Roboute Guilliman. It's the Triumvirate of the Primarch. It's the Triumvirate of the Primarch. It's the Triumvirate of the Primarch. Oh wait, you see. Now it has been kind of cold and rainy here in Los Angeles, so I've had some time to do a little bit of painting, and I gotta tell you, this was probably the most intricate model that I've painted, and I didn't think it would be that difficult. I mean, he's not a big model proportionally, but he is very detailed, and also he's very important. I kind of feel like I couldn't cut corners on this character. I feel like he's an important figure within the Warhammer 40K universe. So I really want to take my time. I want to do the best job I could. Again, I'm not the most skilled painter there is. I haven't had that many years experience, but I did want to do the best job I could, and I really feel like I did. I'm very proud of the work I did here, and you know, this really is a beautiful piece. It's a beautiful model. Again, there are certain elements of iconography that go on with this character. He has like a halo, he's got eagles, he's standing atop this sort of burning ruins of his conquest. He's very, very cool. By far the most challenging aspect of Guilliman is the golden detail that is on his armor. Some sites that I've checked out and some painting videos on YouTube have said to just go ahead and prime him in gold and paint around the gold with the blue. But I chose not to do that. I pretty much paint all my models the same way. I prime them in Corax white, because that helps me see the details a little better, and then I just paint the whole thing the way I know how to do it. And I painted blue first, I painted around the gold, and then I went ahead and filled in the gold, and I think that turned out okay for me. Once I painted the initial base coating, I went ahead and I did my shading, and you know, that by far is the easiest step. It's also the most fun step, because when you go ahead and fill in all the shading, it sort of, it makes everything pop, makes everything look 3D. And for Guilliman, I basically used Macragge blue for his armor. I used Balthasar gold for all the gold trimming, and then for his blue shading I used this Drakenhoof, which is the same thing I used for Voldus, and then for the gold shading I used Reeklin Flesh Shade. I basically used all the stuff. I would say a good 90% of everything I did was these four paints right here. that was a good 90% of this entire piece. Now, a little bit of history on who Roboute Guilliman is. Roboute Guilliman, not to be confused with Roboute Guillaume, who was TV's Benson. Roboute Guilliman, by the way, Robert Guillaume, rest in peace. Roboute Guilliman was resurrected just right before the 8th edition of Warhammer came out. He is the first of the loyalist Primarchs to be brought back to life. The Primarchs are the leaders of each individual Space Marine chapter. They're the children of the Emperor. They are almost godlike in status. So he is definitely the most powerful figure in the Imperium right now. He's the leader of the Imperium, and he's the closest thing they have to a god emperor. Towards the end of 8th edition in 2017, they brought Guilliman back to life, and when they did this, they released Gathering Storm, and with it came the Triumvirate of the Primarch, which was this box set that contained 3 important figures in this story, one being Cypher, the Lord of the Fallen, one being Grand Master Voldus, the Psyker of the Grey Knights, and Roboute Guilliman, the Primarch of the Ultramarines. So one by one, I've been chronicling these. I did Cypher in a past video, which I will link, and I did Voldus, was my second. Now I've completed Roboute Guilliman. I have completed my Triumvirate of the Primarch. I can now move on with my life, and well, I hope you guys appreciate this, because this took a lot of work. This was the first 2 models only took like maybe a week or so to paint, and I would say Guilliman took me a good 2.5, maybe even 3 months to get him exactly the way I wanted him. But I think it was worth it. I think the results are pretty positive. I'm proud of my work, and let me know what you guys think. Of course, Roboute is instrumental in the storyline of Warhammer 40k that is progressing day by day, and he is helping even the odds against Chaos, because Chaos right now has 2 Primarchs on their side. They have Magnus the Red, and they have Mortarion, who's the Primarch of the Death Guard. So he's definitely important right now in terms of tipping the scales in favor of the Imperium. So I really think that this is an important character. I feel this is an important figure. Let me know what you guys think of Roboute Guilliman. Let me know what you guys think of Primarchs in general. Who's the next Primarch that you would like to see Games Workshop release? Who is the next Loyalist Primarch or Demon Primarch that they should release in your opinion? There's a lot of rumors going around. I'm curious to hear what you think. His weapons are the Emperor's Sword, which is covered in flames, sort of very Game of Thrones, and his Hand of Dominion, which is the bolter that he wears on his wrist. Both are incredibly powerful, and they look very intimidating. He's an imposing figure, but he's not as big as the Demon Primarchs. He's not as big as like a tank or a spaceship, but he definitely towers over your regular Space Marines and the other 2 characters in this box set. So with that, this concludes the Triumvirate of the Primarch. Thank you guys for sticking with me through this. It was challenging, but it was very fun. And I gotta say, now that I'm finished all 3 pieces, it's very gratifying. So again, leave a comment below. Let me know who you think the next Primarch should be. Let me know your opinions on the kind of stuff Games Workshop is putting out right now. What's your favorite unit? Who are your favorite Space Marines? What army do you like to play? And we'll see you next time right here. My name is Jack. Thanks, everybody.